Welcome to the Motormouth YouTube channel. I'm Zach.
I'm Andrea.
And we do full-length car reviews every week, and halfway through we stop for a segment called Questions, Coffee, and Cars. We decided to make it a standalone video.
Yeah, follow along at Motormouth_Andrea on Instagram to get your questions in. I put a post out every week, every Sunday, unless we're out of town. And then I gather up all the questions and we put on the show.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Do you have any updates about the Kona 2024 and Honda Prologue? Well, I'm excited about actually both of these. The Kona, there should be a drive event for us.
In the fall, probably,
yeah,
right?
At the fall, end of fall, beginning of fall. Hyundai is currently working on that, so we look forward to driving it. And then the Prologue will be hitting dealerships early 2024.
So what the heck is a Honda Prologue? So if you're not aware, Honda and General Motors teamed up so Honda can share General Motors Ultium platform. So that's the underpinnings of the new General Motors electric vehicles. Think the Cadillac Lyriq, Blazer, and Equinox. Honda, this is all done for cost sharing, so to share the cost between two companies, and they're going to turn it into Prologue. So that's what they're up to, and that's when it's coming.
And you know what? It looks really good.
I think
the exterior looks sporty and great.
I think the GM ones look good too.
They do. They really do. Thank you for the great content. Thank you. Favorite daily driver, four-door luxury sports car. Okay, you go first.
Four-door luxury sports car, everyday driver.
What would you pick?
I would say five-door, and that's the RS6 Avant.
That's a good
Station
one.
wagon.
That's a good one.
Except for the gas bill.
I think I would go for the Panamera GTS.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
Similar. That's a
so,
five-door too.
Yeah, it was so fun. And then second on that list would be the Alfa Romeo Giulia.
Okay, I know one.
What?
I just totally forgot about it.
What?
The Cadillac CTS V with the twin-turbo V6. That is
CT5, you mean?
Oh, that's what I meant. What did I say?
S.
Oh, yes, CT5.
Oh, man.
Sorry, let's do it again.
Great.
The Cadillac CT5V, not the Blackwing, just the one with the higher performance V6. That is a fantastic car.
Oh, my God. In gray. That's the one we had.
Yeah.
We got it twice.
Yeah, we loved it so much.
And I loved it so much.
You know what?
Maybe I would go for that.
Magnetic ride control standard equipment on that on the one package with the higher performance engine. Brembo brakes. Electronically controlled limited slip rear differential.
So good.
Goes great, sounds great, comfortable, beautiful.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I think I'm going to change now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Cadillac because it was a blast. But it's not huge.
No,
Keep that in
that's
mind.
nice.
Hey guys, love your reviews. Very informative and funny. Oh, thank you.
A lot of pressure now, Andrea.
We
Gotta bring the
try
funny.
Yeah, we try and bring the humor to the video when we can, for sure. I took delivery of a 2023 RAV4 Limited Hybrid in March. Good for you. It's a good compact SUV and great on gas, but there's nothing exciting about it. Definitely not. And also, I need a bit more cargo space. I'm taking delivery of a 2024 Grand Highlander Limited Hybrid in July, second week in trading in my RAV4. Do you guys think it's a good switch?
Yeah.
Initially, I wanted Grand Highlander Max, but it's not available till next year.
That's a huge jump. So you're going from compact SUV to midsize SUV to large midsize SUV. You went right past the regular Highlander.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think you're going to find that the Grand Highlander 2.5 liter hybrid is all that exciting.
It's not exciting,
No,
no.
you're going to have to go to the Hybrid Max to get some excitement.
If you want a hybrid, I think the 2.4 liter turbo that's in the new Toyota products is excellent. You know what? We have a follower in Quebec. His name is Jerome Levesque, and he has just picked up he works for the government, and he works for the environment critic. So he had to buy something that was fairly environmental. So he got a RAV4 hybrid, and he gave it the name Maytag.
Yeah, I don't blame
He said
him.
it's like an appliance.
Yeah.
It does everything. It just doesn't excite Like, do you get excited when you put the washing machine on?
No.
No, you just want it to work. That's what he bought.
And you want to get great fuel economy, which is what a hybrid offers. And that's why I applaud Toyota for bringing out the Hybrid Max powertrain, because it really is terrific. And the 6-speed automatic transmission shifts smoothly and quickly. I mean, that one is the only one that gives me a little bit of excitement. Hi guys, longtime fan, love your content. Thank you. We're eyeing the new Sportage or Sportage EX Premium in Canada, but dealerships don't seem to have any stock. No.
Shocker. Shocker.
Oh, I love this one. I love this question. Any insider tips you can share on how we can purchase it besides waiting months and months?
Oh, well, there is a way to do it. You're not going to pay retail, though.
No.
What you do is you go on Facebook Marketplace and you look up the car you want, and you'll be surprised how many are for sale. And they have, in the Canadian market, they'll put like 100, 200, 300 kilometers, and they're selling it as used. It's all BS. It's dealers being dealers and trying to sell you a used car that's really brand new.
And they're marking it up $10,000.
Yeah, so you can get one. You just got to pay.
No. No, I think you just wait. Wait the 20 months and keep what you have for now and enjoy it. Unless it's falling apart.
Most cars aren't falling apart.
No, you should be fine. I would just wait it out. Is there any benefit of using premium gas or medium grade gas in a car which would run just fine on regular? Also, where can I get me the Canada t-shirt Zach is sporting in the Canada Day story? I put a picture of us.
Of me
yeah, no, not just you, of us on our deck with your Canada Day shirt. I think I bought that for him.
No, I bought it. I remember exactly where I bought it. I bought it. It's from Roots.
Oh yeah, Roots.
Yeah, it's about 20 years old, that t-shirt. It gets worn once a year, and now I don't wear it.
No.
Our kids wear it. They
love it.
So what I did was I put on my Team Canada jersey yesterday, for a hockey jersey.
Yes, he was sweating bullets.
Yeah.
Sweating bullets.
I didn't have it on for long.
Okay, so we're going to show the picture right now, and there are going to be comments, I know, because I get this on Instagram all the time, about the pillow. And it's a VW bus, and it's got Canada on it. And you know where I got it from? You're not even going to believe it. Shoppers Drug Mart. And I saw it. I was in there for something else, and I saw it, and I was like, I've got to get this. So I lugged this pillow home. I actually walked to Shoppers.
Okay, so
it was gone shortly after that.
So if you're from the U.S., Shoppers Drug Mart is like CVS. They're everywhere. That's kind of what it is.
And as for gas, no, unless it requires premium fuel, you'll get absolutely no benefits putting premium fuel in a vehicle that is tuned for regular. Do you know when the 2024 Subaru Forester will be announced? Any rumors about a hybrid? I did ask Subaru. They didn't really give us any information on that. And as for a hybrid, no, mum's the word on that too. I think it's going to be a while before we see a hybrid from Subaru.
Well, it
honestly.
is going to come. I mean, they are going to produce a new Forester, and they've been talking about hybrid, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean,
they're going to be working with Toyota.
As a brand, they're really kind of falling behind. And one of the reasons that a lot of them are going to full EVs, and they have that with the Solterra, is because in the Canadian market anyway, with jurisdictions that have zero emission mandates, plug-in hybrids don't count anymore.
And hybrids don't count at all.
Hybrids don't count anymore. So it's kind of silly.
I think plug-in hybrids count, but it's worth very little.
Very little.
Yeah.
And it's annoying because if you really wanted to reduce carbon emissions, you would let people buy more fuel-efficient vehicles instead of trying to sell them a car they can't even buy because you can't get one. It's so silly.
And when I was talking to Subaru, I mean, obviously they're going to do a collaboration with Toyota because they said electrified vehicles are very expensive, and Subaru is a small company, so they need help from Toyota.
Help.
Mm-hmm. I go back and forth between Mercedes GLS 450 and the BMW X7. If you had one to buy, what would it be? Think long cross-country trips.
They're both fantastic. And they're both so similar than they are different. I think they've got inline six-cylinder. They've got all-wheel drive. They're luxury. They've got air suspension. I mean, they're so similar
Very, and so comfortable. I think I might go for the BMW only because it has a traditional shifter instead of the column shifter. But if that doesn't bother you, the Mercedes-Benz is great.
Andrea's fixated on the shifters.
Zach thinks I'm like obsessed with shifters. And frankly, I like a good shifter. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that dictates how I buy my cars.
I would suspect, having not driven them both back to back, this is just my estimation, is that the X7 will have in its sports setting a slightly more firmer suspension than the Mercedes, but they're both floaty boaty big luxury barges.
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
Yes. We are thinking of buying either a 21 to 23 Toyota 4Runner or Lexus GX 460. However, we are a little concerned with buying gas-powered as opposed to hybrid since we don't trust our government to try and slap some big tax on gas-powered vehicles in the future. What are your thoughts?
What are the two again? The GX?
It is the Toyota 4Runner or Lexus GX 460.
Oh, so that's the current
21
one, yeah.
to 23. I think that you're probably, my gut is there's going to be a tax eventually slapped on gas models.
Well, there is a tax in Canada. It's called the carbon tax. So that's the way they're doing it.
I think it's going to be worse.
I don't listen. I don't know what's coming, but I would suggest that the 4Runner is heavy on fuel with the 4-liter 6-cylinder, and then the GX is a V8 body on frame. The only upside to both of these vehicles, incredibly reliable and incredible resale value. So even though you're spending more on gas, if the prices get too much and you can't deal with it anymore, there's a big long lineup of dudes who will want that truck.
And I wouldn't worry about, and doodads. I wouldn't worry about the tax. If that's what you want, that's what you should get. You shouldn't compromise. Are hybrids worth the extra cost when getting a lease? Do you really recover the extra initial cost over the 4 years of an average lease? 20,000 kilometers a year.
I think if you're doing that kind of mileage or kilometerage or kilometerage, you're going to save fuel for sure. And the price of fuel, it sounds like you're Canadian using kilometers, is very high. So I would suggest that depending on the brand, you're going to recoup that money.
And hybrids, I mean, you can get a lower trim hybrid that is less than a gas model on the higher trim. So I think, you could recoup that money. I think a hybrid long-term is the way to go instead of leasing. And I think with the lack of inventory, I'm not sure I would lease a hybrid. I would just keep it for a longer period of time.
Yeah, the resale value is killer on a hybrid.
Yeah. What do you think of the new automotive trend of no spare tires and no provision to stow one if you wish to purchase one separately? Will this trend ever reverse itself? Not with EVs. No.
It's all about weight. And car manufacturers are ditching spare tires because if you've ever pulled one of those spare tires out the back, they're kind of heavy. The interesting thing is, Andrea, okay, I'll use this lid as a perfect example.
Yeah.
So traditionally, that's the spare tire in the trunk. That is also an impact zone, right? So if you get rear-ended, that tire and everything absorbs shock. So when you get rid of it, that's not added in there, which is kind of interesting, but I don't like the trend at all.
I don't like the trend either. I'd like to have a temporary spare tire if you get into any trouble on the road. Unfortunately, with EVs and plug-in hybrids, a lot of them don't have a spare tire. Some hybrids don't. Toyota's been very good at putting a temporary spare tire in their hybrid models, most of them anyway. And I think that that is a real bonus.
If it's a deal breaker for you, just buy a car that offers it. It's really comes down to that. And if I was living out in a rural area, Andrea, I would insist on having a proper spare tire.
Same. What do you think is the best self-autonomous driving system in the market today? The one that stands out for me right off the bat is GM's Super Cruise.
Yeah.
It's so good.
By the way, everybody talks about Tesla with their autonomous systems.
Yeah.
But Tesla isn't certified to go hands-free. I know a lot of people, you've seen loads of videos with people not driving with their hands on the steering wheel. However, it is not certified for that.
No.
The Super Cruise system from General Motors is. Mercedes-Benz has a system like that. But I would say Cruise from General Motors is kind of the gold standard right now.
So I just wanted to pull some numbers for you. I've got my
I love when you
notes
do
here.
that, Andrea.
I know. I like to be thorough.
I know.
I love the
I know.
research.
We
Anyway,
were ready to go, and Andrew goes, I just got to look something up.
yeah, so Consumer Reports actually did a little bit of a study on this, and it was Ford's Blue Cruise that came out on top, with Super Cruise second. And Mercedes-Benz also did well in this study. So Blue Cruise got the best at 84 out of 100, Super Cruise 75 out of 100, and Mercedes-Benz 72 out of 100. They tested 5. All the others are below this, and they focused on 5 specific categories: capability and performance, keeping the driver engaged, ease of use, clear when safe to use, and unresponsive driver. So I thought that was pretty good.
Well, the thing is, maybe Ford, I haven't used that Blue Cruise yet. The thing is that they're the newest, right?
They're the newest.
Maybe they've just tweaked it a little bit more. So good for them.
Good for them. Looking at both an A7 and a G80, I know the G80 is a hot mess with the infotainment wheel, but I do like the power. Curious to know what you would both go with, deciding between these two models. You know, for me, it's got to be the Audi A7. I just like the look of it. It's so hot and sexy.
Did you have an Audi A7 for 4 years? Yes. Yes. So you're asking the wrong people this question. The Audi A7 is clearly the winner in our house.
Love it. Love your reviews. Thank you. My wife and I are looking to buy a vehicle with a spacious third row. Do you think the Grand Highlander would be a suitable choice compared to the Sienna for our family of 6 with 3 car seats?
That's a tough one, Andrea. You're going new, full-size, not full-size, but large 3-row SUV versus a minivan?
Yeah.
Nothing will beat a minivan.
No. And the third row is bigger in the Sienna. I mean, if you want that extra space, you want to put an adult back there in a minivan. I remember when we reviewed the Sienna, the new one, and I was sitting in the second row, and I was saying to Zach, man, this thing is big. Big.
If it's just about hauling people around, you can never beat a minivan.
And it's so easy to get the kids in and out. You've got the remote doors, and they just get in, they get out. It's not too high.
Not too low.
We like the
Grand.
we like the Grand Highlander, of course. But I think for ease of use with all those kids,
I think the Grand Highlander is going to be such a big hit. People are going to be waiting years to get them. I think it's just absolutely going to crush when it comes out.
I think so too. Currently own a 2018 CR-V, thinking of moving up to an Acura RDX or a Toyota Highlander. Looking for comfort and options with RDX, but added height and width. Okay, so the Highlander is going to get you your comfort for sure.
The RDX,
that thing is comfortable.
The RDX is pretty nice, though. I mean, that's a really, when we drove it recently, we had it recently, and both of us came away. We drove it and then came back to the house.
Yeah.
And we were both like, that's a good car. I mean, they did such a good job.
Well, it's sporty. It's fun. It's engaging. It's very different from the Highlander, but the Highlander offers a third row. If you're specifically looking for comfort, the RDX seats are super comfortable, but it has a firmer suspension. It's more fun.
But they always give us the top one with the bigger wheels. So if you're going for a lower grade RDX with smaller wheels, it's probably going to be just fine. It's going to be similar to your CR-V probably. Yeah,
for sure. Anyway, all are great options. I think you have to drive them to know for sure what you love. And also, I have to tell you, the RDX with the button shifter and the trackpad, it's just not for me.
What does
I know
it do,
people
Andrea?
get used to it.
It makes you what?
It makes me cuckoo. It makes me loopy. It does something to me.
I like the cuckoo. We'll go with the cuckoo. What does it make you, Andrea?
It makes me cuckoo. I love your content. I've been watching you guys for over a year now. Thank you. You have great chemistry.
Where have you been? Only a year.
Great chemistry, hon. We've got great chemistry. Please share your thoughts on buying a Mitsubishi Outlander as a first car in terms of serving as a family vehicle, reliability, and short-term affordability, since I don't want to spend a lot in the next 2 years of ownership since I am currently in school. Also, is the third row usable for someone who's 5'2"?
5'2", I think you could do 5'2". It ain't comfortable in the third row. It's really squishy, and it's really for kids or somebody who's 5'2" or shorter. But the Outlander's only been out for a couple of years, so it's this latest generation has not been around that long.
No, it hasn't, but it's been fairly reliable. I mean, anybody that I've spoken to who has the Outlander and plug-in hybrid, they've been really happy with it. I would say that it's comfortable. Second row is spacious, third row is tiny, and if you're getting the gas model, it's pretty slow when passing on the highway.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's barely got much power.
So be prepared.
Yeah. You know what?
Stay in the slow lane.
The only other vehicle in that class that has the option for a third row seat, which is also just for kids and somebody 5'2", barely back there, is the Tiguan from Volkswagen.
Yeah.
And it's about $1,500 roughly. You can add the third row seat. In this class, those are the only two that offer that. So maybe try the Volkswagen store.
Yeah, or I would maybe go for the Sorento. I really like that one a lot.
Slightly bigger, yeah.
This is our last question.
Really?
Yeah. If you were going to buy a small truck, not electric, which would you choose? Tacoma, Colorado, Ranger. Not sure if I'm missing anything. How about the Maverick?
Oh, yeah, because you could get the non-hybrid version.
You could get the EcoBoost.
Listen, you can never go wrong with a Toyota Tacoma. It's all about the resale value. We call it the bank of Toyota. You buy it, you drive it, you sell it, you get a big chunk of money back. The domestic brands, they know how to make pickup trucks too, but for me, it's all about the resale.
And the Tacoma looks good.
The new one.
You know, the only thing about the Tacoma, don't get the old one. The new one, the seats are more comfortable. The old one, oh man, my legs were hurting. It's just not great. And also the transmission, I didn't like it in the old one. Now, we haven't driven the new Tacoma yet.
No, we just looked at it.
But gosh, it's got to be better.
Yeah, and you know what? We have driven the new 2.4-liter turbo in other products from Toyota. Excellent. The Hybrid Max is excellent.
Yeah.
So it should prove to be pretty good. You know what we're getting in a few weeks, Andrea? Getting a Ranger.
I know. I'm looking forward to that because I haven't been in a Ranger in a long time. And people who own Rangers like them.
The only problem I have with this class of truck is, man, they get expensive.
Yeah.
Like if you start adding all the off-road packages and things, holy man, put your seatbelt on. Sometimes it's better just to go get a full size.
Yeah. Oh, but sometimes I don't want a full size. I like this size.
I want a Maverick hybrid.
The Tacoma.
That's the one I like. I just love that thing.
But you could get the SR5 Tacoma. I mean, you don't have to get all the bells and whistles.
Nope. That's what I would go for.
Yeah, me too.
The sport one, the new sport one, it looked really good.
Really good. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Follow along Motormouth_Andrea on Instagram. Get your questions in. Hey, if you don't have an Instagram account, no worries. Just enjoy this. Listen to the other questions. Zach typically does a live show every Sunday. He's taking a break for the summer, but he will be back in the fall, and you can always ask him questions as well.
Picture me on the deck drinking beer instead.
Actually, we had gin and tonics last night.
Oh, it was
and
very
you know
posh.
what? They were
delicious.
Fabulous. We both woke up this morning going, gosh, wasn't that nice?
Gin and tonic on the deck.
Oh, and you know what else we have, which has actually been quite fascinating, is we have a woodpecker living in our tree. And the woodpeckers had babies. And the baby is up there demanding food constantly. It's like these poor woodpeckers. Mom and dad are feeding the baby, and then he's chirping away like mental.
It's endless entertainment. We can see the woodpecker from our dining room when we're having dinner. And then on the deck, it's like a full sensory overload. It's woodpecker central.
I don't know what we're going to do when they're gone. What are we going to do with our time when the woodpeckers are gone?
We should come up with a house cocktail called the woodpecker.
Yeah.
I've given them names. Mom and Dad are called Woody and Winona. We'll have to name the babies.
I cannot tell you how much we know about woodpeckers now. It's like ridiculous.
We sat drinking gin and tonic, looking up, well, which woodpecker is it? We had I can't remember now what it was called. But anyway, we found the specific woodpecker.
Yeah.
And then we said,
Downy? It wasn't the Downy
I don't know what
one.
it is. Anyway,
and I got to tell you,
okay,
I'm thinking there's one woodpecker baby in there because he
makes a lot of noise.
Nuts.
What did they say earlier? We bring the funny? This isn't funny. This is just...
But this is interesting. Now you know more about woodpeckers. Aren't you happy about that?
All right, I'm just going to fade this out.
Yeah.
Bye.